What if I told you that superhero movies as we know them today owe a massive debt to one man? That everything changed in 2005 when Christopher Nolan redefined the game? Stick around, because we're diving into the groundbreaking trends Nolan set in motion and how they shaped, or maybe even cursed, the superhero genre. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a closer look at a major shift in superhero cinema. The rise of realistic, grounded storytelling that redefined an entire generation. And at the center of it all, Christopher Nolan. Yes, you heard that right. It's wild to think it's been so many years since Nolan dropped Batman Begins on us back in 2005. Nolan didn't just bring Batman to life, he brought him to our world. Gone were the bright colors, the over-the-top costumes, and the campy vibes. Instead, Nolan asked, what if superheroes existed in a gritty, real world like ours? His Dark Knight trilogy shattered expectations, making us believe that Batman could walk among us. That was the real magic of Nolan's vision. But here's the thing. His groundbreaking approach didn't just change superhero movies. It changed all of cinema as we knew it. Let me know in the comments. What was your first impression when you watched Batman Begins? Did it feel like a super realistic take on the superhero genre to you? Now, Nolan's influence didn't just stop at making superheroes feel real. He also gave them a darker, more mature tone. Zack Snyder, for example, took that idea and ran with it in Watchmen, blending it into his own unique style. But here's where things got interesting. Some directors tried to copy Nolan's formula with characters that didn't quite fit. Take Josh Trank's Fantastic Four. He aimed for a dark, realistic vibe, but the characters and tone just didn't click. Even The Amazing Spider-Man by Mark Webb had that Batman Begins energy, at least in the first film. By the sequel, Sony seemed to realize their mistake and leaned into a more comic book-inspired approach. Sure, it wasn't perfect, but it felt more authentic to Spider-Man. This brings me to my main point. Nolan's impact was both a blessing and a curse for superhero movies. He raised the bar with his realism, but many directors tried to replicate that style without asking if it actually suited the characters. Imagine trying to make a realistic Hulk movie. It just doesn't work. Superhero stories are, at their core, about fantasy and larger-than-life characters. So here's my question for you. Which superheroes do you think could work in a darker, more realistic movie without forcing it? Drop your ideas in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Without the right context and character analysis, directors risk ruining superhero movies by forcing them into a mold they don't belong in. And honestly, that's why we're seeing James Gunn shift back toward a more fantastical universe. If you enjoyed this analysis, check out my video on Interstellar, another masterpiece that defined a generation. Until next time.